What is up, everybody? It is Life's Apprentice, and I'm about to do the video that a lot of people have asked, and I know people have been waiting for, and I've been kind of excited to do, but this video is going to take me a lot of time. It already has taken me time, and I'm just now starting filming. So please hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of stuff, and hit the thumbs up for this mullet. It's getting hot around here, and I'm going to have to get rid of it. I'm going to have to shave it all off, so this might be the last time you see the sweet mullet. But anyways, today's video, I'm going to be going through a month of sales for my new dumpster business, and I'm just going to lay out all the numbers for you guys. Completely honest, completely transparent. There probably will be a few things that I miss. If you notice any of those things, you can ask me in the comments, leave a comment, and definitely like this video. I have my whiteboard here. It's a piece of milk board. I do not have a studio or fancy cameras or a whiteboard that I can do this with. So don't make fun of my creation here. This is the best thing I could find that was big enough to put this amount of information on. And so this is what we're going to be using. If the lighting's a little bad or there's shadows, I'm sorry about that, but this is just the best way I could figure out how to do this. So here we have April 2020. This is the first full month that I have run this business, and we sold 39 dumpsters in the month of April for a total of $13,370. This is absolute gross. This is before any expenses whatsoever. The other thing I want to tell you guys is anyone can do this. I've gotten a lot of comments already, people wanting to start or interested in doing this. I'm 33 years old. I did not go to college. I graduated high school. I have no business training, no accounting training, really none of that kind of stuff. I believe that I was born an entrepreneur. I have had several jobs. I mean, I started my first job, I started pushing carts at Walmart. So anyone can do this. I am just like you guys. I started my own business, and it is the greatest thing that I have ever done. I started a roofing company about 12 years ago now, and by far the greatest decision I've ever made in my life. Starting a business is a true struggle. It is difficult. A lot of people give up, and a lot of people fail. But if you put the time and effort into it, and you're willing to learn, and you're willing to fail, you guys can do this too. Now I'm 33. I have, I don't even know, 4 or 5 different businesses between roofing, lawn care. I have a bunch of rental properties and real estate, and now this dumpster business. So I want to motivate you guys. You guys can do this. This is not that hard. Anyone can learn to do this. Like I said, I'm self-taught. I have a few mentors and things like that that have come and gone in my life that have helped me. I try to keep myself around positive people. I have friends that are entrepreneurs, and it's if you are an entrepreneur, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's hard to relate to other people who have normal jobs when you're an entrepreneur. So it's nice to have people around you that can help you and encourage you. And you guys on YouTube, honestly, with this dumpster thing, you guys have been really encouraging to me. And I really appreciate that. It really does mean something, and I'm glad that people are watching these videos and that I can help or inspire somebody else to do this, because you will not regret it. You just have to be willing to put in the work and possibly fail. Let's get into the overhead cost for this business. These are all pretty much flat fees, and really there's only a few of these that would change as you grow the business. Depending on debt. This is my total cost for the entire year to service the debt that I have on this business. It's $12,804. Now, this $2,800 cost here is my insurance. This is my general liability insurance and full coverage vehicle and trailer insurance. $2,800 a year. $1,000 a year here is my title and registration for the year. This is for 2 trailers and 1 truck. $480 is my cell phone. This number can be this number could be different. It could be higher. It could be lower. This is my maintenance fees on my truck. So I'm figuring $5,000 a year in maintenance, and kind of wear and tear kind of things like that. So this number would be different depending on how old or new your truck is, you know, how much you need to get fixed, and this, that, the other thing. This does not include loan payment on the truck. My loan payment is this. This includes the business, the truck, everything like that. So my total overhead is $22,084, and divided that by 12, we have $1,840 a month. And this includes almost everything. There are some other costs, but they aren't hard costs, and they're going to vary month to month, week to week. So we'll get into those. In the month of April, this was our fuel cost, $1,067. My dump fees, $2,563. $65.71. That's my average dump fee per dumpster. Because of everything that's going on in the world right now, I cannot, because of the way our dump is right now, I cannot, I don't have the information accurately to determine the difference between the 15 and 20 yard dumpsters. So this is just going to be an average for all dumpsters. Here would be assuming you have an employee, 39 dumpsters. I'm figuring 3 hours of labor per dumpster. That equals 117 hours at $25 an hour is $2,925. This is assuming you were paying an employee or paying yourself $25 an hour to do this. It's going to vary in your area. You might have higher or lower labor cost in your area, but this is what I'm figuring. This is kind of just a general thing. Now, keep in mind that you don't need to be a business wizard or a mathematician or anything like that to figure these out. And essentially what I'm doing here can transfer into essentially any business. And with a little bit of math, I mean, using a calculator, you guys can figure this out. And towards the end of this video, I'll show you how we figure out our profit margin and things like that. This is not truly perfect, so keep that in mind, but this is going to give you a really good idea of how much money you can make, and in your context, you can figure this out and make a business plan essentially before you even start a business, and try to figure things out and set goals for yourself. Anyone can do this. Keep that in mind. I want to inspire you guys to do this kind of thing. Just when I bought this business, the old owner was doing, we have bought 3 dumpsters. So when we bought it, and I'm not going to get into the details of how much we paid or anything like that. That's a personal kind of thing. I don't really want to talk about that. You guys can assume or make assumptions or come up with your own numbers for that. But in this case, it's really kind of irrelevant. I will show you, you know, my loan payments and things like that, and you can make your assumptions off of that. So when we bought this, we had 11 dumpsters, 11 cans. We've since added 3, so we have 14. And honestly, in the month of April, I'd have to look back. I don't know that we had 14 for the whole month. So, but this is what we have now. Now, 13,370 times 12 months is $160,440. And that's enough where you can honest to God make a living, and one person can do this the way that we're doing. The old owner of this business did about $80,000 or $90,000 per year with 11 dumpsters. So if we keep this pace, which we most likely will not, because we have pretty heavy winters here, and I have a feeling probably 8 months out of the year we can do this number or better, but a few months out of the year is going to get cut down. But let's just assume we do this 12 months. We would make $160,000 in gross sales, which is almost double what the old owner did, which is amazing. And especially for my first year, I would be really happy to, if I can get pretty close to this number, I will be really, really happy with that. here is those totals. So we have our overhead. This is our monthly overhead, $1,840. Our fuel for this month, this is not an average, this is actual cost for the month, $1,067. Labor, assuming 117 hours at $25 an hour, $29.25. Dump fees, $25.63. For a total, this is your total cost essentially. This is my total cost for the month. There's always going to be some sort of hidden cost or extra cost, or I'm sure I'm leaving something out, but I have all of them, the main costs here. So your total costs with labor, your overhead, fuel, dump fees is $8,395. Now, this overhead here includes my my debt. So servicing my debt is included in here, and so that's the total cost, $83.95. That's my cost for the month of April. I want you guys to hit the thumbs up because this video is going to take me some time, believe it or not, way longer than I normally spend on a video, and I don't spend a whole lot of time editing. And usually when I'm filming a video, it's something that I'm already doing, and this is something that I did special for you guys. So hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Another thing I want to tell you is when we took this business over, there was set prices, and we have since raised those. We raised them in the month of April. So in May, our sales are definitely going to be higher, but we raised our prices roughly 10% about a month after we took over. So that's another thing to take into consideration as far as we go forward with this business. The other thing is, when I bought this business, I put no money down. I borrowed off of equity from other businesses that I have, and so I didn't put any money down on this business. And depending on your situation, you may have to put some money down. Now, the reason I didn't put any money down isn't because I didn't have the money. It's because I wanted to leave that money free to grow this business. So when I bought the business, I knew that we were going to have a shortage of dumpsters, and that I had a feeling that we could increase sales pretty quick. So I ended up buying 3 new dumpsters, which cost over $12,000. Now that cost is not figured into any of this that I'm showing you right now, but I did put $12,000 into those dumpsters of my own money. So if you're trying to figure out how to grow it and things like that, you're going to have to do some different calculations, or you're going to have to get a loan, or you're going to have to use some of your profits to grow or to add dumpsters. We have everything laid out. Our April sales, $13,370. Our expenses, $8,395. Our net profit, $4,975, which is really good. I know the next few months are going to be a little bit higher than that, I would hope. But still, that is really good. And if you're a one-man band and you're doing that every month, that's pretty good. And that this is assuming in the expenses is assuming that you're paying yourself. So this net profit is assuming that you aren't even working. So assume I did not run a single dumpster all month and I paid somebody $25 an hour. It's going to be pretty close. It might vary a little bit, but this is going to be my profit, assuming I do absolutely nothing. We have $4,975. That was our net profit times 12 is $59,700. So assuming we keep this pace, or an average like that, as a business owner with an employee, this is what you can expect to net. Now that's really good, because this is going to allow you to expand, grow the business, or take money out of it, because of your profit is really good. Assuming, say I just ran dumpsters all the time, I could probably make almost $100,000 a year, because the labor is figured into our other expenses, and this is just your profit. So I would expect that if you were an owner operator, you could make $100,000 a year, and at 117 hours per year, what is that? That's like 1,400 hours a year total work. That doesn't include doing paperwork and answering the phone and stuff like that when you're at home, but actual field hours of 117 hours a week. That's not even a full-time job. Or 117 hours a month, I'm sorry. That is roughly 30 hours a week to make $100,000 and be your own boss. Isn't that amazing? I mean, that's awesome. And those margins can go up, assuming that you grow this business organically and you don't have debt to service, which most people in a business like this, assuming you're not rich, which I am not, and most of you people are not rich out there either. If you were to start a business like this, you're going to have debt, but if you can pay that debt off, you can make even more. So in order to figure out our profit margin, we are going to take our profit and divide it by our total sales. So our profit was $49.75. This is our net profit. And we're going to divide it by 13,370, and you're going to come up with 37%. And this is actually really good. This is, keep in mind, I don't know this information until I'm writing it on this board. So I'm really happy with that 37%. And honestly, I thought it would be a little bit less than that. But 37%, most businesses like this are going to shoot for a 30% margin. So 37%, we are right in that range. And if we can increase this, this is just going to increase your bottom line. So if you can cut costs or in any way increase this profit margin, this is the number that you really want to keep in mind and keep track of. And I do on all of my businesses. I just don't do it every month like this. But we use QuickBooks, and if you guys are starting a business like this for taxes and just your own knowledge, QuickBooks is like $100 a year, and it will save you so much time at the end of the year when you're doing taxes, and your accountant will charge you a lot less, assuming you have everything in order. So I would recommend, if you guys are in a business like this or starting a business, that you do that, because most business owners are not accountants, and it'll make your life a lot easier. I hope this inspired you guys. Now, any of the money that I make from this business, I am going to reinvest and just continuously try to grow it. My ultimate goal with this business, I believe, or at least right now, my ultimate goal is to sell it someday. I'd like to make it a multi-million-dollar business, which, I mean, we're on the right track right now. Assuming we're doing $180,000 in sales and we're making $60,000 profit a year, this business is probably already worth at least $250,000, and probably more than that, just because of the equipment. Now, one thing you won't see on my expenses is advertising. When I bought this business, it already had a footprint in our area, so the phone was already ringing, and there is virtually no advertising. We are not paying for any advertising when we start this business. You guys are going to have to do that to get your name out there, whether it's Craigslist. One thing I'd recommend, get yourself on Google. It's free to set up your Google ping. You can go to Bing, you can go to the white pages, you can go to Yelp, you can go to all these different places and get your name on the internet for free. I am starting advertising now that we're paying in the month of May. I went and I started, it's a pay-per-lead service, and it's called hometowndumpsters.com, and it's like $9 per phone call, or per lead for the dumpster, which I thought was reasonable. There's no contracts, nothing like that. You can turn it on, turn it off whenever you want. And I'm already seeing results. I would say in the last 2 weeks since I started, we've gotten almost 10 phone calls from that. Now, that will be another expense in my upcoming, say I do this again in another month, a video like this, that will be a new expense, and that's something you guys are going to have to take into consideration when you're starting. But I like the pay-per-lead because you're paying for results. Now, with the dumpster thing, I'm closing on, say, 70% of phone calls. So that means 30% of the calls that I'm paying for, I may not get. But they're selling the leads to one person and one person only. They're not selling it to multiple companies, which is also nice. So if you can't close 70% on a dumpster, either your price is too high or you're doing something wrong. Our prices are pretty low for our market. We're doing a flat fee, and most of our competitors are about the same price as us, but they have all the hidden fees, and they hold your credit card on file, and they'll get their money. Like if you've watched some of my other videos, you've seen some of my frustration with overweight dumpsters. That's one of the disadvantages to the way that I do it. I just don't find it profitable and worthy of my time necessarily. Say 1 out of 10 or 1 out of 20 dumpsters is overweight, to go and chase that money around. It creates a lot more work for yourself, and I mean, if you're having these problems constantly, it's probably worth it. But 1 out of 20 dumpsters, to go chase around an extra $50 or $100, you can spend your time in other more profitable ways, and that's just my opinion. So I want you guys to hit the thumbs up if you have any questions or notice anything that I missed. Like I said, I am not an expert, but I'm putting this out there for you guys to inspire you and just show you how you can make money doing this. But hit the thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you on the next one.